guys, welcome to a brand new episode of HopStart. We are outside this brand new restaurant called Viet Nom, which has just opened in Cyber Hub, Gurgaon. I'm going to go and meet two very exciting people today. First up, I'm going to go and meet Rupali Dean, who is a food and travel writer, and then I'm going to go and meet their head chef, Chef Vaibhav. I'm very excited to go and meet them, and so should you be. Let's go.
Hi, I'm Rupali Dean. I'm a food and travel writer and a catalyst.
Hello and
Hi.
Welcome to our show. Well, my first question to you was supposed to be about travel and food writing, but now that you mentioned catalyst, can you tell me something about who a catalyst is?
Well, a catalyst is someone who connects various chords.
Uh-huh.
For example, this restaurant Viet Nom where we're sitting right now.
Yes.
So when one of the owners, Manish Sharma, mentioned that he's planning to open a Vietnamese restaurant, I kind of played the catalyst role in helping them with research and other things, and that's how this is in place as well.
Okay, so how did you help him with research?
So I know Vietnam very well.
Okay.
I also have some family and friends in Vietnam. So I helped them plan the itinerary. The chef Vaibhav and me, we were there for a month.
Oh, wow.
Just exploring food, learning. And then I kind of organized for him to train in a local kitchen where he spent 3 months in Nha Trang, and so we can give authentic food to people.
So you and Chef Vaibhav also created the menu here, I believe.
Yes.
Oh, wow.
So of course, Vaibhav did more hard work than me. He was toiling in the kitchen, whereas I was just tasting and approving.
Oh, wow, that's wonderful. Well, what has your journey been like? Have you always been a food and travel writer, or was your life a little different before that?
So yes, I did my hotel management. I worked as a chef in some hotels. I also was working as a training manager with Choice Hotels.
Okay.
So then suddenly life took a turn and I helped people set up restaurants. I was consulting. And then, somebody just asked me, would you like to write about food?
Yeah.
And then I think the food and travel writing just happened, and I realized that's my space.
Okay, so you did not really have any formal training in the food and travel writing. You just started writing and then it got picked up.
Yes, but then my studies in culinary arts helped me.
Okay.
My background in the kitchen helped me in writing about food.
Okay.
And then, of course, after a little while, I also did a little course in journalism and food photography, which I was lucky enough to bag a kind of scholarship with through the help of French tourism.
Oh, wow.
And I went to the region of Champagne and Paris for that. So
wow,
I was
that's
lucky.
Wonderful. That's amazing. So for anybody who wants to become a food and travel writer, because this is a billion-dollar industry today. I mean, it's never going to end because people are never going to stop discovering new places and new things to eat, right? And it's probably one of the best things to happen to humanity. So how does one get into this?
So I think it's very important for you to know your basics in cuisine to be a food writer. I also take food writing workshops at the Institute of Hotel Management in Aurangabad, for example.
Okay.
I don't charge for it because I feel that there are so many culinary students who know their food so well already.
Yes.
So sometimes out of my batch of 20-25 students, I think there's 1 or 2 good food writers as well.
Oh, that's wonderful. So food and travel writing can be tricky because everybody has a different way of experiencing things and writing about it. So what is it that works or what is it that doesn't work? Is there a particular theory behind it?
So I think what works is your piece should be very genuine. It should be experiential.
Yes.
A little bit of humor, a little bit of metaphors, I think just add to it.
Okay. And a lot of people today find this business of becoming a blogger or a freelance writer or a food critic or travel enthusiast or junkie like you call today very, very enticing because it's also considered a very lucrative field. Is that so?
I would disagree because I don't think you can make too much of money of writing alone.
Okay.
You've got to do various things.
Okay.
For example, I do food photography. So you make more money with pictures rather than just writing alone.
Okay.
And then doing other things. For example, like how I did
Viet Nom?
research for Viet Nom.
Yes. Okay.
So there are many other ways you can kind of link with just food and writing. And
why did you decide to not become a chef? I'm so sorry to be a little nosy here, but
so I worked as a chef for quite some time.
Yes.
I also helped people set up restaurants. For example, Lodi the Garden restaurant, Buzzets Arcade. There was something called Tangerine. I also worked with PVR.
Okay.
So I worked in all these places as a chef consultant.
Okay.
But the reason I just got out of it was my husband's also a chef. And you know, we need to give some time to the child as well. We can't be just working.
Who's also a chef now, I believe.
Who's also a chef now,
yes.
yeah. So we can't just be working all the time. And I decided that, you know, let me just step back. And I enjoy food and travel much more than just being in the kitchen.
Okay, so for food and travel writing, you have to go to a particular restaurant, you have to go to a particular place to get the food. And also for travel, you have to go to that place to actually see that place. So how is it that you finance these things?
Well, sometimes husband.
Okay.
And sometimes it's, you know, for example, I also work with BBC Good Food India or, you know, other publications. They would send you on a fam trip and you go there, which is kind of taken care by the tourism board.
Yes.
And yeah, I mean,
that's how it works.
Yeah.
Okay, because of course, who wouldn't want a job that where you're paid to work and where you're traveling and eating the best of food? But is it tricky?
Not really. If you're good at your work, nothing is impossible.
And what is the life like of a freelancer?
Well, thankfully, fortunately now, you know, I've spent so many years, so I have various columns. I'm also the consulting food editor with a travel magazine, and you know, I'm also the senior editor for BBC Good Food India.
Okay.
So luckily, I have columns and everything, so it's not difficult. I have work every month. But then to achieve that, you also have to prove yourself. You have to meet deadlines. You have to be passionate about your work, and you should know your work. I think that's about it.
Okay, well, this show is for people who are budding enthusiasts in any particular field, and today, especially now that we're talking to you, in a field where they could become freelance writers, travel writers, food writers. So what is the kind of advice that you'd like to give to these aspirants?
So I would just say that love your work, be dedicated, be professional in your attitude, and there's no looking back.
So before I take your leave, could you tell me a little bit about your future projects? What other exciting thing that you're working on?
So I have something in the pipeline.
Okay.
Maybe something with KLM.
Oh.
But I really can't disclose much at the moment because,
of course,
you know, and that would mean me going to Amsterdam for maybe 10 days or something, and then lots of fun stuff planned.
And is it working on Dutch food?
Yeah, sort of, yes.
Which
but
is
more regarding the food in the airline actually. And also Amsterdam, yeah.
Amsterdam, wow, that is an amazing city.
And then I'm also working on a project with turkey and chicken. So turkey as in not Turkey the country, but turkey, the Thanksgiving turkey.
Oh wow, that's the meat turkey.
The meat turkey.
That sounds extremely exciting. I'll talk to you about it maybe outside of this. Well, we are running short of time, and thank you so much for your time. It was lovely talking to you, and I think it's going to be of great help to our audiences.
Thank you so much for having me.
Thank you so much. Well, guys, don't go away just yet because we have more coming up right after a short break.
2, 1.
Hello everyone, my name is Chef Weber Bhargava and I'm the corporate chef of UV Hospitality and the head chef for Viet Nom.
Hello, Chef.
Hello.
Welcome to our show.
Thank you.
Well, congratulations on the brand new opening of this amazing Vietnamese restaurant. Well, we needed one in Delhi, NCR. So can you tell me something about your life? How long has it been since you've been a chef?
So it's been 18 years I've been cooking this passion and working really hard for this. So,
18 years,
18
wow,
years.
that's been a long journey. Before I ask you about what a life like for a chef is, I'll ask you about your journey.
Right.
What has been your journey
So
Nice.
I'm a biological student who was
Okay.
studying all biology and maths, and this has just happened that today I'm working as a chef. So my family is like my father is a scientist, my mother was a principal. So it was a very different environment.
Yes.
But I wanted to do something different, so I think I got through hotel management
Yes.
after my college. And I think it's a great journey after that, and working in nationally, internationally in different parts of the world. I think I got a good exposure, and today it's been 18 years that we have come up with this new concept of Viet Nom.
Oh wow! Could you tell me something about the assignments that you did abroad?
So I was working with the Noma restaurant, which is the #1 restaurant in the world, with chef Rene.
Yes.
And so I was there, and then after that I was working with Zuma in Abu Dhabi. I was there quite a while time, and then I was worked with the Hyatt Regency hotels. Then I worked with JP Group of Hotels. My recent project was ITC Moya and Olive Group of Hotels. So it's been quite different.
Quite a journey.
Quite a journey with different experiences.
With
because
big
our-
names.
Big names.
Yes, that's amazing. So how did you come up with the concept of a Vietnamese restaurant?
So that is a brainchild of course, our owners Manish Sharma, who was traveling in Europe, and he was eating the pho, and that's what he decided that I want to do something like this.
Yes.
So I think from there, this was the journey started, and then we started working for a couple of months on this project.
Yes.
We were traveling. I was being in Vietnam for a couple of months.
I think you went with Rupali, right?
Yes, I went with Rupali, so we were traveling. I worked in a couple of kitchens there to understand the culture, the cuisine, and that's how we come up with this idea.
Okay, so and I also believe Asian cuisine has been close to your heart. Is that
Yeah,
right?
because I've been cooking this food from the last 18 years, so I think it's more of like, you can do, and you have to understand the basic understanding of the cooking.
Okay.
So once you do that, I think after that it's very easy to create the flavors.
Okay.
And that's what we are trying at Viet Nom, to create new flavors which has never been experienced in India, Delhi so far.
So a lot of people go to culinary school, they get that degree, and then they become, of course, they start out very small in lots of restaurants or in hotels or so on and so forth. But when does specialization come into the picture?
It takes time when you start working as a professional kitchen, because the culinary colleges gives you the basic idea what is about culinary.
Yes.
But it's with the experience when you start working with the professionals who are experienced in this industry. So I started my journey in the Asian Kitchen, which is a Chinese-based restaurant. So I started working almost like 4 years there, and I got the basic knowledge how you work.
Yes.
So that is very important. You have to work with the professional people there, and that's how you get the experience.
Okay.
And then you travel, then you learn, then you read. That's very important to, you have to mature yourself with the reading and traveling.
What is the essence of Vietnamese cooking?
I think the food from the soul,
Yeah.
and I think one of the healthiest cuisines, because they use a lot of herbs in their cuisine. It's a zero dairy cuisine, and I think very less oil. So I think it's one of the
Healthiest.
as in one of the healthiest as compared to Japanese. I think that's also cuisine which is very, very healthy.
Very
so I think these two are very, very close to
Yeah.
where they cook the food from the soul.
Wow, that's amazing.
Yeah.
Well, what is the life like of a chef?
I think it's a very tough profession. I
Yes.
mean, it looks very glamorous from outside, but it's a very, very tough. You have to devote the full passion, about your time, because that it's a demand of the place. If the restaurant is opening for lunch and dinner, you have to be present, because your presence makes a difference. So it's very important that you have to be there. And I think your professional plus personal life gets affected sometimes.
Really?
So you have to really balance it out. And I mean, it's head to chefs, all the chefs who are really working for this industry and try to create something culinary.
Okay, so now if I want to ask you that I want to become a chef, do I really need a degree for it, or can I just learn it on the job?
I think it's good to do a little culinary, maybe
Course.
not like a three-year course, 4 years. Now there's a lot of options which gives you a 6 months culinary course or a 1 year culinary course.
Yes.
So I think that's a great idea to start, because it gives a little confidence to you before you come into a professional kitchen.
Okay.
Because the professional kitchens are much, these are
Grueling?
difficult. It's more grilling, it's more hard work. So it gives you an idea before where you are entering into this.
Okay.
So I think it's better to you do a little 6 months or 1 year culinary course.
Well, this show is for people who are young aspirants who would like to become chefs, restaurateurs. Like I already asked Rupali about food and travel writing. So, what is the kind of advice that you'd like to give to any young budding chef?
I mean, it's a great platform for the young buddies, and it's what you require is, I think, only the passion, your hard work, and your dedication. If these three you have, and the right attitude, I think that's the number one key.
Right attitude.
And if you have a right attitude, I think nothing can beat you, and everything is successful. I mean, everything will come with time, and you will be successful in this career. But you have to be very patient because nothing comes very fast. There is no shortcut being a chef like when young experience, because the media has glorified so much. Then it is like you become the face and all, which is not actually the true part.
Well, my last question to you is, if somebody wanted to work for you here at Viet Nom or any of the other restaurants that you manage, what is it that you look for in them?
I look for only the attitude.
Only attitude?
If the guy has the attitude, he is most welcome at Viet Nom or any of our outlets.
Well, and what is that attitude that you're looking for?
The positive attitude
Positive.
to work and to learn in this kitchen.
And not give up.
And not give up.
Okay.
So that's what is required in this kitchen because it's a tough line.
Now that you said what you're going to be looking for when you hire somebody, this place looks amazing. Can you tell me something more about Viet Nom?
So Viet Nom is one of its first kind of restaurant which we have opened, and this is not the authentic Vietnamese. This is the modern European culture of Vietnamese which we are presenting here in Cyber Hub. So we request all the people to come here, enjoy this cuisine because this is a very healthy cuisine, as I said earlier, and people will love because the flavors are very, very new, which you would like to experience here. And I'm sure when you will enjoy, when you eat the food, you will also agree that this has not been done yet before. So it's a very totally new experience. So sometimes what happens is people, it's new, so they are little afraid of coming to new restaurants. But this is a very comfort zone where we are playing with new flavors, but in a very environment which is very friendly. So we welcome you all there.
Wow, it's wonderful, and I'm definitely going to come here after I try the food with my friends and family.
Absolutely.
Well, thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
Well, I had such a wonderful time talking to Rupali about her food and travel writings and to Chef Vaibhav about his culinary experience. Well, if you have any professional queries, feel free to shoot them to us and we will get them featured here on HopStart. I'll see you all very soon, and until next time, I'm Mohika.